If you travel a lot for work or simply love to vacation, then odds are you've stayed in quite a few hotels. Naturally, you look up reviews, count the stars, and search up all the services offered. But you're missing one big thing. No matter what quality of hotel you stay in, the maids all have some interesting secrets that they tend to keep to themselves. Sure, for years you've heard rumors about hotels and the maid service, but those were always just urban legends. Or were they? Pack your bags, gas up the car, and be ready for our quiz that we'll ask during the video. It's hotel related, so we hope you have your credit card ready. But before we head off and learn some things that might have us questioning our next trip, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to turn on that notification so you stay up to date on all of our latest videos. High-end favorites. When you book that room, you'd like to think that you will receive the same level of treatment from the hotel staff as the next guy. Well, we hate to burst your bubble, but you won't. It turns out that returning customers and guests deemed VIPs by the hotel are top dog as far as they're concerned. After all, these people bring in a lot of money or are a consistent source of revenue. It doesn't mean that you're not special, you're just not as special as the VIP. As far as the maids are concerned, VIPs are big business, and they will fight and pull rank over who gets to take care of the private suites and most expensive rooms. Sure, they still have to clean and take care of the room, but there's one big perk that sets it apart from most other rooms. Those VIPs tend to tip better than most people, and that's a huge bonus to the maid staff. Furthermore, guests are always leaving things behind. Odds are that a VIP guest is going to leave something a lot more valuable behind that a maid could potentially claim than the rest of us would. Snooping. We don't spend every hour of every day of our trip or vacation in our rooms. No, we head out to see sights, take in a show, go to a restaurant, or give that presentation. During that time, the maid service has probably come and gone from your room. Other than cleaning and tidying, they don't do anything else, right? Wrong. More than a few maids have confessed that if you leave stuff out, they'll look at it. If you forgot to zip up your bag and you just leave it open, there is a good chance that the maid will take a look through, especially if you're a high roller. Interesting clothing, magazines, and medications, if it's out to sea, it likely will be looked at. In extreme cases, there have even been reports that a maid has even looked through someone's laptop. So you better delete that browser history. Ultimately, we are all a little bit snoopy when it comes down to it. Maids are just doing what anyone else would do in that situation. Sofas and chairs. Even a standard hotel room has a setup that we would all recognize. There's a bed, a bathroom, a TV, usually a small fridge, and some drawers for our belongings. Of course, there is usually also a chair or two. In higher-end rooms, you can also find sofas and love seats. At first glance, these seem nice to have. After all, it's nice to sit on something other than a bed. Also, if you decide to throw a little informal get-together, the extra seating can come in handy. Well, you may rethink all that after you hear one particular secret from the help. Those chairs and couches don't really get cleaned that much, if at all. That gets disturbing when maids reveal that food, drinks, and naked bottoms go on those surfaces all the time. Worse yet, maids inform us that unless there's a visible stain on the couch or chair, it won't even get touched. Even then, it's usually just blotted with a cloth until it disappears. Otherwise, if you're lucky, a quick pass with a vacuum might happen, but that's it. We think we'll just stand from now on. Rude revenge. A little life lesson that could help everyone immensely is that simply being polite will get you a lot further in life than being rude. It will also help prevent nasty things from happening to you. Don't believe us? Just go and be rude at the drive-thru window and then inspect your food. We bet there's an extra condiment added. The same can and has been applied to the hotel maid service. Maids have put up with your messy and dirty room. Yes, it's their job, but it doesn't mean that you should be rude to them. Whether you're just a jerk or having a bad day, one moment of rudeness with a maid can result in some nasty revenge you may never even know about. But they sure will. Take, for instance, one maid admitted that after a customer was mean to her, she used a shower towel to clean the bathroom floor. Once done, that shower towel was folded neatly and put back in the bathroom for that very same customer to use. We're thinking no amount of soap can wash off that amount of disgusting. So remember to be nice, because what goes around comes around. The Ice Bucket Challenge. Every hotel room has one, and we don't even really give it a second thought. Of course, we're talking about the ice bucket. Throw in a couple glasses and you've got the start of a refreshing glass of water or a nice mixed drink. But wait, ice buckets often come with a plastic wrap that you probably shouldn't throw away. Instead, use that liner when you fill that bucket up. Why? Well, according to Maids, that ice bucket has been used for a lot more than ice. You have to figure a lot of people who stay in hotels are going to weddings or parties where there's a lot of drinking. Back at the hotel, when the spins hit, what do you think most people reach for when they start to feel sick? That's right, the ice bucket. That bad boy has likely seen its share of vomit, and it's not always cleaned thoroughly. While those glasses have likely been vomit-free, they have also likely sat there for a long time with not much more than a quick rinse in between uses. Sure, this doesn't happen everywhere, but do you really want to risk it? Okay, so before you book your room, we have a question for you. Do you know how much the most expensive hotel room in the United States will cost you per night? Think about that while we upset you with 5 more secrets hotel maids like to keep to themselves. Dirty sheets. Alright, since we all knew this one was coming, let's just get it out of the way. When you check into your hotel room and get all set for a nice night's sleep, it's likely crossed your mind whether the bed is really clean or not. Disturbingly, in more cases than we'd like to acknowledge, it has turned out that the bed was simply remade using the same old sheets. Countless investigative journalists have uncovered this dirty secret over the years. They'll spray something on the sheets only visible under UV light and return to find the marks are still there the next day. So what's going on? It seems that if the sheets are still looking new, then some maids will simply call it a day and make it up instead of stripping and redoing the whole bed. Some have even admitted that if the sheets look clean, they will simply straighten things up, use a roller to remove any hair, and presto, a new, clean bed. Oh, and those blankets that can be found sometimes draped across the bed? Odds are that unless they have been visibly stained, those haven't seen a washing machine for weeks on end. Dress up. When you head off on a vacation or business trip, you pack for the occasion and the weather. For instance, if you're heading to the Caribbean, then you're going to pack all sorts of shorts and light clothing. Heading to New York on business, then expect suits and high-end evening wear. When you get to the hotel, one of the first things you likely do is unpack so your clothes don't get wrinkled. Hotel rooms all have closets or bureaus to place your stuff in. However, when you leave the room, do you think about what might be happening to your clothes? We only ask because there is the very real chance that the maids could not only be looking through your belongings, but trying on some of your stuff as well. Oh, we're not kidding, folks. Some hotel staff have admitted to trying on their patrons' clothing when they aren't around. We imagine they're drawn to the higher-end, rarer, and more expensive clothing that they would get with VIPs. That's lucky for most of us because it means our collection of Hawaiian shirts is probably safe wherever we travel. Nap time. Being a maid in a hotel can get rather hectic at times. There are busy periods and rushes, and of course, schedules need to be kept. This means that the maids are constantly on their feet and on the go. No doubt after a while, this would make anyone a little bit sleepy. If only they had a place to lay down and rest for a while. But where could they possibly do that? Maids have admitted that when there's no one in the room, they have been known to take a bit of a nap if time permits. According to one staff member, this is usually best done when cleaning a larger room where they are given more time. Finish everything a little bit ahead of schedule, and there's a good chance the maid might just take in a small cat nap before moving on to the next room. While that may not upset too many hotel patrons, it may shock you that after a nap, the maid might just use your bathroom to freshen up and take care of some business before they head off to the next room. Mini bar rumors. This secret doesn't have anything to do with what maids are doing or not doing in your room. Instead, think of it as a friendly heads up from your housekeepers. In most hotel rooms, you can find a fridge or even a small pantry where an assortment of snacks and drinks are available. Of course, in order to enjoy these snacks, you basically have to take out a second mortgage. From $10 for a small tube of Pringles to $14 for a 1-ounce bottle of vodka, getting involved with that minibar is a financially bad decision. It's even worse when you hear what the maids have to say. For the most part, a lot of those products are often near or past their expiration dates. After all, they are so busy napping and trying your clothes on that there just isn't time to keep tabs on the fridge. Furthermore, in some chains, they don't keep close watch on the alcohol, meaning that unless you check to see if the seal is already broken on that $14 shot of vodka, you might just be drinking mostly water. They know all. When you check into a hotel, you are usually confronted with an army of strangers. From the front desk to the room service, you don't know these people and they don't know you. Well, except they likely know more than you think. For instance, Maids have reported that hotels can and have looked up patrons on social media to find out their likes and dislikes. In higher-end hotels, this is used to customize the experience. We can only imagine what the regular hotels are doing with the information. Also, if you are meeting someone for a rendezvous or work-related meeting, the staff are likely to just give you a little smile. In a nutshell, they've heard it all before and they know an affair when they see one. So don't think your fake name and disguise are hiding anything. To make matters worse, the maids are pretty open about the fact that they can hear you two getting amorous in that room. Yeah, sound does carry a lot more than we all know. So quiet down because the staff are probably trying to have a nap in the next room over. So, do you have any idea how much the most expensive hotel room in the United States will cost you for just one night? The answer? $75,000. Yes, one night in the penthouse suite in the Mark Hotel in New York City costs the same as a brand new Chevrolet Corvette with all the performance features. Well, that's all for now, folks. Of course, The Richest has a bunch of other videos about secrets and little-known facts that you should probably check out if you're into that kind of stuff. But before you head off, remember to subscribe to our channel and be sure to come back often. We'll see you around. Bye-bye for now.